exchange inflows to exchanges and how this could be an indicator of things to come in September, potentially selling off. Also, we're going to take a look at a really fantastic website. It's pretty funny. It's called bitcoinershite.com. And then we're going to talk about Ethereum and the fees that are going on, how it can be fixed. And finally, we'll do a Cardano update. So first of all, let's talk about what's going on today. Today, it is Sunday, and we've got $2.11 trillion. Not too bad, right? $2.11 trillion in the market cap. We'll take it. And look, I know recently I haven't been putting out videos lately. I've been super busy with that charity obstacle course event for kids that we do here once a year. And now that that's over as of yesterday, I should be able to put out more videos. But it was a great experience. I love doing those things. And here we are back in the market. So look, Bitcoin price is 48,000, all that stuff. But there's one thing I want you to notice right here. This thing called the average daily sentiment. And it is 50 out of 100, which is essentially neutral. Well, it's 50-50, right? So what we're using is Trade the Chain. It's great for sentiment analysis. I always say if you're going to be a trader, get as much information as you can. Fundamental analysis, technical analysis, and also sentiment analysis. And you can just see that right now people don't know where things are going. That's going to play a part in what we're going to talk about next. But they're kind of like on the fence. And I think it's because of this September issue coming up and what could happen next month. But anyhow, Bitcoin is teetering around 49,000, could be 50,000, anytime, who knows. Ethereum has dropped a little bit, but still, actually it's now 24 hours have been 0.17, so still hanging around $3,200, hasn't gone below 3,000. Cardano's on an absolute tear, almost $3. It will go higher than that, I think. We'll see how it all goes. And, some other things have done really well. Let's see, anything going on today for the 1 hour, 24 hours? Whoa, 13% for Internet Protocol. Amazing. All right, and then real quick, if you want to take a look at some projects over the next hour as far as sentiment analysis, do as much research as you can. Take a look at these. There we go. Take a look at Redcoin, Revain, Decred, Flow Dapper, and some other stuff in Zilliqa. So that is Trade the Chain, link in the description. But let's just jump into today's big story, which I think is really what is the pulse of this market. We're looking at Bitcoin exchange inflows. So first of all, if you're new to crypto, welcome. Thanks for dipping your toes into the waters. I got to tip my hat. I think it's the best time to be involved. And here's the thing. This is from Santiment. And Santiment states that Bitcoin just made history with its largest day of exchange inflows since June 19, 2019. These days are now tied for the largest inflow of all time, with 1.68 million Bitcoin flowing to exchanges on these days. So if you're new, just so you know, when people take their Bitcoin off or their cryptocurrency off the exchanges, that's good news, because usually what happens is they're like, hey, I want to hold this. I want to hold on to this for a long time. I don't trust the exchanges. We know they get hacked, so I'm going to put it into cold storage and not touch it for a while. That's good. That means that if there's the same demand and there's not as much supply, price usually goes up. Now the opposite actually happens, and that's what they're talking about here. They're saying, look, these inflows are massive. It's tied for the most since 2019. And what that means is people are going, you know what? I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to put on the exchanges in case something happens, or I have a plan to sell, because that's the only way I can sell it. I mean, there's other ways I guess you can do it, if you get a friend or whatever, but that's the easiest way. Put on exchange and start selling. So right now, you got to think to yourself, what's going to happen? No one knows. And that's why we took a look at that sentiment analysis, and we're at a 50-50, 50 out of 100. So look, here's the thing. If you're like me and you're just a, regular investor, these types of things, you're like, fine, do whatever you want to do. If you have to take profits, that's fine. But I don't care about what's happening in the short term. I don't care what's happening next week. I don't care about happening next month. I don't even care what's happening till the end of the year, quite honestly. Actually, I'm looking out 1 year, 3 year, 5 years, 10 years. And that's really where the money is made. It's just sitting on your hands and doing nothing, which leads me to my next point. And this is a great website called bitcoinorshit.com. And I'm just quoting it. Not a big profane guy, but there's what it is. And I actually stole this from Guy from Coin Bureau. He tweeted this, and I thought this was fantastic. And I've actually sent this to all my friends and family. I thought it was hilarious. And it's funny, but it actually has a real world point. And the point here is that, look, if you would have just been an investor and not bought stupid stuff, you'd be way ahead. And here's the thing. Here's another thing I will tell you. I've been talking to all my friends and family since 2017 about crypto. You know how many people have actually invested in crypto? Three people, and we talk about it all the time, and we laugh our heads off about our gains and all the people that weren't exuberant enough to actually get into where we're at. We'll just say that. And this is a great website, which I share with them. I'm like, hey, remember that thing I was talking about? Well, here you go. So if you click here, if you bought Bitcoin instead of Astro World tickets, whatever the heck those are, you'd have $2,600. That was in 2018. And then it says if you bought Bitcoin instead of a Philips Hue LED, you'd have $3,350 because the Philips flash light came out in 2012. Now some people actually need light, so whatever else. If you bought Bitcoin instead of a Pornhub Premium, you'd have $1,500 because Pornhub Premium, I guess, was in $1,500. I have no idea what that website is. Anyhow, if you bought Bitcoin instead of a Impossible Burger, you have $500, and you get what I'm saying here. So the big thing is this: I do not care what's happening next week or next month. If you just look long term, that's where all the money's made. You don't see the top richest people in the world. They're not trading. They're not doing swing trades and day trades and stuff like that. They're investors. They've built businesses. They built corporations. They've invested into fantastic companies, and they just sat in their hands and did nothing. So just remember that when there's a big, huge influx of price action. All right. So that's it with that. Let's move on to our next piece, which is Ethereum fees can be fixed. You got to love that, right? Ethereum fees can be fixed. I own a lot of Ethereum, and everything I talk about on this channel, I'm pretty biased, just so you know that. But I also own a lot of Cardano. I own a lot of Avalanche. I own a lot of Tezos. I own a lot of different things because I don't know what's going to be the winner. And Ethereum could be the winner. I think it can be fixed, but here's a problem. I think it's the problem we all know about. So this quick article says that Ethereum fees jumped 154% since last week. And I know we had that EIP 1559, but that was not designed to reduce gas fees. You can burn a lot of Ethereum, so maybe in the future that'll help. And of course, you can tip your operators, the people who are actually the miners, to get things going. But in all honesty, as far as fees, it's super pricey. So here's what's going on. Ether fees have jumped since August 21st, spiking 154%, whatever. So fees are high. You can go anywhere else and you can take a look at the fees. Like on this one, you're looking at OpenSea. Oh my God, the max fee was $2,200. And then this was for Uniswap over here on the right-hand side, looking at a $400 fee. And you weren't even buying that much stuff. And it's the same thing all the way around. So when I say it can be fixed, well, here's a couple of projects you can take a look at. They're called Optimism, right here, Optimism and Arbitrum. I haven't done a deep dive on those. Maybe we'll do some later, but just take a look at those. Additionally, there are other projects aimed to crush Ether gas, like Fuel.sh, Aztec Network, Starkware.co. Loopring is another one I've used. It does actually do well when you can, if it has the liquidity in it, and Hermes.io, and don't forget about Matic. So the thing I want to bring to everybody's attention is that this can be fixed. And you have to take a look at history real quick just to make sure, because when we talk about these things, I'll get to this in a second. When we talk about all these things about, Ethereum sucks because the fees are so high, or Ethereum is awesome and it's going to fix the fees when Ethereum 2.0 comes out. It could. It definitely could. You have to remember, take a look at the history of technology in the past. Did you think Amazon at one point sucked? Did you use Amazon at the very beginning? It took a long time. Fees were pretty high, and the selection was just atrocious. But what they did in the background was they worked like mad, and they bought up all the different warehouses out there, and Bezos was a maniac, and he made things run. And another thing, Facebook right now would have blipped out of existence if it didn't upgrade everything. Not Facebook itself, of course it steals all our data, but if it would have not upgraded and bought Instagram and WhatsApp and everything else around it, it wouldn't even be here. So it is the project that can upgrade and can scale and do all those things, get the partnerships, that is going to make it. Can Ethereum be fixed? Yes. Is it great right now? No, it's awful. And this leads me to one of my next points, and I just want to bring this up real quick because it does kind of bother me a little bit, which is these NFTs that are built on Ethereum. This is just so people can make a good amount of money, and that's really what it comes down to. Nothing wrong with that. that's fine. But as far as like helping out, I mean, the unbanked and the underdeveloped type of industries out there, NFTs is not it. NFTs, like these cyberpunks, like look at this. Look at these prices for cyberpunks. If you bought a cyberpunk, congratulations for you making a ton of money, right? But you're looking at like this one here, Cyberpunk 888. It was bought for 2.87 million. So all those gas fees we just saw, they don't care about gas fees because they're making a boatload of money. And Fidenza, CryptoPunk 9373, again, tons of money. So this is not going to be sustainable as time goes on, and hopefully they can fix it. Like I said, I own a lot of Cardano, I own a lot of Ethereum and Cardano and Tezos and all that stuff. I hope they're all big winners. I think there's big enough space for them, but I just don't know. But this is not what cryptocurrency digital assets were supposed to be. It was supposed to help a lot more people than just a bunch of people get loaded. That's all I can say to it. Anyhow, let me know what you think. There's nothing wrong with making a profit. Let me just say that. I mean, look, I've worked my entire life building businesses, and here I am. But at some points, you know, these things get a little ridiculous. Hopefully they can be fixed. All right, let me know what you think in the comments section. Let's move on to our next piece. Quick Cardano update. So real quick, this was their ecosystem on May 12th, 2021. Look at that, just a little bit here, little blips here. So let's fast forward June, July, August, about 3.5 months or so. Now here's their ecosystem, and they're just kind of blowing up. So when people talk about, you know, what's going on and what could be the big thing, I just refer them to Charles Hoskinson's AMAs and updates and stuff like that. So he just did an update. This was a couple days ago, and he said a couple of things. First of all, this on Thursday, it was their go or no go day, and he says everybody sat down, a bunch of the developers, the team, they went over all the different checklists, and they said go, 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 go. It's all green. And they're going to hit their mark as far as the 12th of September to bring about smart contracts. And then he said, as far as the bugs right now, he goes, you know, we've gone through our checklist. Doesn't seem like there's big problems. We're going to go forward. And he did make a really good point, which was this. I got to commend him. And he's right. He goes, for all these like DeFi products that are out there, he goes, you know, a lot of the times it's not the developer's money that is being into that protocol. It's the people that put their money into it that lose their money because of a rug pull. He goes, so that's what we're trying not to do explicitly. So these things that we're due, yes, it takes time. Yes, it takes a little bit of effort, but in the long run, and he says, I think it's best for everybody. Gotta agree. Anyhow, and that's it for today. So look, this is a quick Sunday. I think tonight I'll be with George, Cryptos Are Us, and James and Invest Answers for the DCA show. That'll be later tonight. And looking forward to talk to those guys because they've been really in the know about what's going on. I've been kind of